In a courtroom filled with tension, Victoria Ashford Sterling, dripping in diamonds and designer labels, stood before Judge Judy, ready to defend her actions. But what she didn't know was that her arrogance would cost her everything. As she pointed her perfectly manicured finger at Officer Joseph Williams, she said, "Your Honor, you clearly don't understand how business works at your level." The courtroom fell into stunned silence. Victoria, the wife of a millionaire real estate mogul, thought that her wealth and privilege could shield her from the consequences of her actions. But Judge Judy, known for her sharp mind and no-nonsense attitude, had already done her homework. She had pulled court records, reviewed past complaints, and had all the evidence she needed to dismantle every lie Victoria was about to tell. This wasn't just a case about unpaid wages. It was a moment when wealth collided with wisdom, and when arrogance was crushed by hard evidence. In just 15 minutes, Victoria's entire facade crumbled, and her lies were exposed in front of millions of viewers, making this one of the most replayed moments in Judge Judy history. Before we dive into the shocking twist, make sure you hit that subscribe button to never miss a moment of truth and justice in the courtroom. Like and comment below to share your thoughts on how Victoria's arrogance led to her downfall. Now sit back, relax, and watch as Judge Judy takes control of the situation. It was a typical Tuesday afternoon in Judge Judy's courtroom. The case on the docket seemed routine. Emma Rodriguez versus Victoria Ashford Sterling. Emma, a 52-year-old housekeeper, was suing Victoria for $8,500 in unpaid wages. But from the moment Victoria entered the room, everyone knew this would be anything but a routine case. Victoria entered the courtroom wearing a Chanel suit, a $15,000 Hermes handbag, and sparkling diamonds. She made a grand display of her wealth, casually checking her phone as she walked to the defendant's table, clearly annoyed by the inconvenience of being there. Her posture and attitude screamed entitlement, as if she was above the proceedings, and she made no effort to hide her disdain for everyone in the room. Including Judge Judy, Victoria had never worked a day in her life. She married Christopher Sterling, a real estate mogul worth over $50 million, when she was just 25. For the past 17 years, she had lived in a world where money solved every problem, and people like Emma were invisible. She thought she could manipulate the system like she always had. But she was about to learn that Judge Judy's courtroom operates on a very different set of rules. Across from her sat Emma Rodriguez, a hard-working immigrant from El Salvador. Emma had been cleaning houses for 30 years, supporting her family and putting her daughter through college. She wasn't intimidated by wealth or privilege. She was here to demand what was rightfully hers. Emma had brought proof, photographs, text messages, and even witness statements, all meticulously organized in a binder. This wasn't just a he said, she said case. Emma had documented everything. As Victoria began her testimony, her condescending tone filled the courtroom. She dismissed Emma's claims, stating that she couldn't possibly keep track of every housekeeper who worked in her multiple homes. She had no memory of Emma at all. But Judge Judy wasn't buying it. The evidence unfolds. Emma, calm and composed, began to present her evidence. She showed photographs of herself cleaning inside Victoria's luxurious mansion, pointing out specific rooms, artwork, and furniture. She also displayed detailed text messages from Victoria herself, giving instructions on how to clean, what products to use, and even what time to arrive. These were not generic messages, they were specific, showing a direct employer-employee relationship. Victoria scoffed at the evidence, claiming that anyone could take photos or save phone numbers. But Judge Judy wasn't swayed by Victoria's arrogance. "I've been practicing law longer than you've been alive," she said with a stern look. And I can tell when someone is lying. Victoria continued to dig herself deeper, claiming there were no tax records, no official employment documents, and it was Emma's fault for agreeing to be paid in cash. But Emma's next piece of evidence hit Victoria like a freight train. Emma held up a single check for $1,700 dated 2 years ago. It was from Victoria's personal account for the first month of work. After that, Victoria insisted on paying her in cash, claiming it was easier. Judge Judy's expression shifted from professional to one of quiet fury. "So you're admitting that you paid her under the table to avoid taxes?" Judge Judy asked, her voice calm but laced with authority. Victoria tried to backtrack, claiming it was just a convenient arrangement, but Judge Judy wasn't buying it. The courtroom was silent as Judge Judy continued to expose Victoria's lies. She pulled out court records from previous complaints against Victoria, showing an pattern of exploiting immigrant workers, paying them in cash, and then refusing to pay when they asked for what they were owed. Victoria's attempts to cover up her actions were falling apart in front of everyone. Judge Judy didn't mince words. You thought you could hide behind your wealth and manipulate the system, she said. But I've seen through your lies. She awarded Emma the full $8,500 in unpaid wages and an additional $8,500 in punitive damages for the emotional distress caused by Victoria's malicious actions. You'll pay every cent of that, she said firmly, but the consequences didn't end there. Judge Judy also referred the case to the IRS for investigation into Victoria's tax fraud and to the Rhode Island Department of Labor for her pattern of wage theft. You thought you could use your wealth to shield yourself from accountability. Judge Judy concluded, but justice has a way of finding those who think they're above it. This case wasn't just about a woman to escape responsibility for unpaid wages. It was about the dangerous entitlement that comes with wealth and privilege. Victoria had learned the hardest lesson of all, no one is above the law. Emma Rodriguez, a woman who had worked tirelessly her entire life, walked out of the courtroom victorious. Her hard work, honesty, and diligence had paid off. And Victoria Ashford Sterling learned that no amount of money or designer clothes could protect her from the truth. If you believe in accountability, justice, and the power of truth, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with your friends. Let us know in the comments what you think about this incredible courtroom moment and how truth always prevails over arrogance.